Well, hello everybody. Hey, it's Linda Anderson here from Linda Lou Creates. Thanks so much for joining me. And I wanted to just share some inspiration that I received from Stampin' Up. Now, I know they have the catalog, lots of inspiration in there. Sometimes I just need something. And I actually got this idea, like I said, from Stampin' Up. This is their creation on our demonstrator website. And it makes use of the handsomely suited stamp set. Now, I mean, how fabulous. 3 quick cards making use of the paper and the stamp set. And I thought I would just change it up. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So let me show you what I made and then what I'm going to share with you how I made them. So I ended up using the Friends Are Like Seashells? Seashells. And I used that paper and the stamp set. So the stamp set is right here. It's out of the mini catalog, the recent one. And then the beautiful Sand and Sea Designer Series paper. Now, there is a tutorial that is available for you down in the description. And these are the cards that are featured in the tutorial. Now, the cards I'm going to make during this video, I just used a few different colors, different paper. So just know that the measurements are all the same. It's just the papers that are going to be different. So. Okay, so the very first one right here, I have my top folding card, as I love. This time though, I'm using Blushing Bride. So that means this measures 11 by 4 1/4, scored down at 5 1/2. Now, the Designer Series paper, the Sand and Sea, this is 5 1/4 by 4. And the strips in which I'm going to do my stamping, this is the basic white, 4 inches by 1 1/2. I have a piece of Seaside spray that I'm going to layer behind that, 4 inches by 2. I'm using the measurements that Stampin' Up provided because, like I said, I needed the inspiration. I know if you follow me, you know I don't have very big layers underneath things. I usually only go 1/8 of an inch bigger, but I kind of like the way this looked, so I'm good with that. Now, for the sentiment, whatever stamp set you use, make sure you just cut it out based on the size of your sentiment. Mine here happens to measure 1 3/4 by 2. Blushing Bride underneath is 1/4 of an inch bigger than. So, all right, so here we go. I am going to do some stamping. So I just picked 2 seashells, actually a starfish and a seashell out of that stamp set, and I have just put them on a block together. I have Sahara Sand ink, and I like to just go ahead and put them together. If I need to remove to fit things in, I will. All I say is make sure you rotate your paper so that you don't want this to end up to be a pattern, so to speak, where it's all the same. I like to just kind of go ahead and get it going. I'll move my paper, move my stamp, and I can always fill in. Notice too, I'm going off the paper, off the cardstock strip. Be sure to do that as well. Now, I'll look at my pattern. I have a couple of those seashells, so let me get another starfish in there. And then I'll look at it, and I might add a little something right there. So let's just do that. You don't even need to know what it is, but just know that something needed to be kind of filled in there. So, all right, I'm happy with that. So that is my strip that's 1 1/2 by 4. Let me go ahead and get that layered up to my Seaside spray piece. So these cards do go together fairly quickly. So when you're making multiples, I recommend just getting everything cut and prepared ahead of time. you know, have all of your cardstock cut, all of your papers cut, your card base is scored and folded, and then you can just start building after that. So this I'm going to go ahead and add it then to my designer series paper. And there we go. This will go down to the card base. This is hard for me to not then layer this up onto another piece of cardstock. So like I said, I needed a little inspiration, and when I saw that come through on the email that we receive once a week from them, I was like, perfect. I knew I wanted to also share this with you guys because I sure do love doing this, and I love sharing it with you. So, and like I said, hopefully now you can just go ahead and find some paper, some stamp sets that you already have, and make a couple of these yourself. All right, I just have now my sentiment, and it's just going to get, it has dimensionals on the back, lots of them. And let me just put this down. Here we go. And there we go, the first card's done. No, I did not add any embellishments, and I'm okay with that. All right, so here's the difference between the two, the different colors. Like I said, this is the one that will be featured in the tutorial. All right, so let's go ahead now. I'm going to get going with the second card. So let me pull in the sample. So right here, it's again another top folding card. The measurements are pretty much the same for everything. There is the first card that I did, it went across the 4-inch direction. This one is going to go up and down, so therefore it is 5 1/4 by 1 1/2, and then 5 1/4 by 2. Now I already have it stamped, just wanted to save some time. So let's go ahead and start building. And here we go, putting this down to the Seaside Spray. There we go. And now it will go down to my designer series paper. I like to do it this way before putting this down to the card base, and the only reason being if I need to trim. If I made one of them a little longer than the other, then I have the ability to trim off any excess. So I'm looking pretty good there top to bottom, so let's go ahead now and get this put down. All right, again, the Blushing Bride. I don't know why I don't use Blushing Bride very often, so this was kind of fun whenever I realized that that would be the perfect color for the card base on this one. So love the colors here. Sahara Sand's another one that I don't use a lot of. Don't ask me why. Don't ask, because I would not have an answer for you. So, all right, so let's go ahead, put this down, and just like that, card number 2 is done. Okay, just to show you the difference. Yes, I did use a different shell stamp on that one too. So just to kind of give you, like I said, just the difference between the two. And now we have the last one. The third card is going in the horizontal direction. So that's the landscape. So that means that the card base for me is cut different. And that is the 5 1/2. Whoops, let's go the direction it's supposed to be. 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. That score line is at 4 1/4. Everything else is the same. 5 1/4 by 4. These are the two same strips. 1 1/2, 5 1/4. 2 inches wide, 5 1/4. All right, so that's what I liked about this layout and these 3 cards that they showed us was that everything's going to be the same almost. All right, so I will get this adhered down to my. See, you can teach an old dog new tricks, where I decided not to go with my just 1/8 inch border. So how about that? Yeah. So, all right, now this will go down to the designer series paper. Okay. So here's some quick cards now to mail them out, right? And that's always the important part of this too. Enjoy the process, but don't forget to share your joy of making your cards with people. So I gave one to the lady that cuts my hair, and she just could not stop saying thank you and smiling about it. So that made me feel good. That made me feel very good. All right, so here we go. That is down, and let's get that sentiment on. And you can put it anywhere you want. I just happen to like it over here in this corner. Say I'd made a boo-boo over here with my stamping. I could easily put it over here. All right. You know, so wherever you want to put your sentiment, like I said, it helps to cover up sometimes any of the mistakes you make. So, all right, so here are the 3 cards. Third one is done. Let me just show you real quick on the inside. I just have a piece of basic white, stamped one of the sand dollars there. So, and let me bring them in. All right, so we have all 3 cards, quick and easy. Like I said, there is a tutorial down in the description, so please feel free to pick that up. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my YouTube channel as well. Click on the little bell to get yourself notified anytime I upload any new videos. And I do have a blog. It's lindaloucreates.com. And if you'd like to sign up for my newsletter, you can do so from there. Well, thanks again, guys, for joining me. And I hope you get a chance to create today. Bye now.